everyone. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. I have a really fun night planned tonight. I have Jason from the gig. Oh, that was my phone's going off. What's happening?
Oh, I was like, did you forget the name already? I mean, come on.
No, my phone, I forgot the volume was up. I'm like, where's that sound coming from? Oh my goodness. Anyway, Jason and hopefully soon Larry from the Gig Economy podcast is here tonight. So I think we have a really fun show planned for tonight. So welcome.
Thank you for having me. It's kind of fun to be on here. I hear it doesn't happen very often on your lives. So hopefully we've been talking about each other for so much. So I thought, well, why don't we get on each other's show to kind of put a face to the name?
Yeah, so we're going to do a crossover event, which I think is really cool. So Jason and Larry are on tonight, and then tomorrow night I will be on the Gig Economy podcast. So hopefully I'm going to link everything up so you guys can come back and join us again tomorrow night. So a 2-night part event.
Yes, for sure.
So why don't you go over, tell everybody who doesn't know you. I feel like everybody should know you at this point, but go over your podcast, your YouTube channel, what's it about, so that way everybody gets to know you.
Yeah, a little history about the Gig Economy podcast. Started back in 2017, and we started out as GR Rideshare Adventures. So I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and back then it was just rideshare. There wasn't DoorDash. There wasn't any of that stuff. So we started out that way. And we kind of gained a following on YouTube. You legitimately have 7K subscribers. I have a bullshit 7K or 5K subscribers. And here's my story. So we started taking our dash cam videos and putting them up online. Well, people love that. You know what I mean? And so we started getting all the subscribers. And then I said to myself, I want a legitimate show. Like, I'm going to stop doing this. This is probably not right anyways. And so we stopped putting videos up there of people being idiots, it's still popular. I mean, people have huge channels for that. We've had a range of hosts. Just recently, our longest host of all time decided to put his microphone down, and just a busy for work. And so then Larry's joined me. So yeah, we've been going strong. 200 episodes coming up soon. I mean, technically it's more than that because we've had a lot of bonus episodes, but yeah. So at some point we changed it to the Gig Economy podcast, which a great name, right? Because like the Gig Economy and then add podcasts, pretty easy. Because there were so many other things and we weren't just talking rideshare. So that's kind of the story. We have YouTube, all the social medias and stuff like that. We podcast once a week, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and the audio comes out on Monday.
That's awesome. Well, welcome. I'm excited because I feel like, between you and Steve, you guys have helped me so much with my own podcast. So it's really cool that you're here, and we can kind of dive into tonight. And then once Larry comes in, I feel like Larry is one of the best storytellers I've heard in a while. I love his story. So hopefully he has like a good story tonight to share with us.
No pressure, Larry.
No pressure, Larry.
He's rebooting his computer. I don't know. He's had. I can't give him too much crap because my internet died last Wednesday. I mean, died. In fact, if you were watching and wonder what happened, that's what happened. And then 2 hours later, we tried to just record the show. We weren't going to go live because I just wanted my content for Monday, and we couldn't even do it. So we had to push it to Saturday. That's how bad the internet was. And now he's having severe problems. So that's where he's not here yet.
I was having I feel like everywhere I went today, like I wasn't having any signal on my phone. It was really weird. Like I had a hard time all day today, like closing out orders, and it was a weird day. I don't know whether it was weather wise. I don't know what's going on. Cell phone service. I have no idea, but I had a tough day cell phone wise.
I did hear that there was some solar storms going on that kind of had to do with the northern lights or something. So maybe that's what it's been all week. I mean, that's all started this week. And so, I mean, I
never thought about that.
Yeah, I've not seen anything concrete, but I've heard a few people talking about it. So who knows?
Okay. I think we got Larry.
Oh boy.
Oh goodness. Here we go again.
Hi, Larry.
Hello, everyone. Oh,
So
goodness.
I just did a whole introduction about you guys. So why don't you talk about yourself for like a half a second and tell everybody who you are?
Sure. My name's Larry Duncan. I'm a gig worker from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Mainly do ride share. I've been doing gig work for about 7 years now. Mainly, my main clientele is probably college kids with the Western Kentucky University, which is here. But I do food work and food delivery and other gig work as well. But ride share is my main jam, I'd say.
And real quick with Larry, he has been with the show for like almost the beginning, the longest Patreon supporter. He did once he became host, he decided he wasn't going to support us financially anymore, which I totally get. But I mean, he has been there from the beginning. Like I've known Larry probably since 2018, and we've met
Yeah,
several times, and he's been to my house and all that stuff. So
yeah, we have swapped COVID with each
yes,
other.
yep, back to back years.
Yeah, crazy stuff. But yeah, hopefully things go well from here on out tonight. We are getting some storms in Kentucky, and I think it is messing with the power here.
Well, hopefully the storms are going to go away soon. So,
Yeah,
do you guys
definitely.
work food I know Larry, you said you worked food delivery, correct?
Yeah, I do food delivery as well. It's definitely not my main side gig, but yeah, I've done DoorDash and Grubhub over the years, especially in the summer when it slows down. All the college kids are gone, so have to rely on food delivery more for sure.
Okay. And I know Jason, you do food delivery too, right? I know
Yeah,
right
I
there's your main thing.
Yeah, sometimes I try to do gig work during the school year every other weekend. And some weekends I'm just like, I don't want to do people. So I do Spark. I just do it all. I have everything running. I have Uber Eats, I have DoorDash, I have
Yeah.
Spark. And I'll even throw Comfort on for Uber. Just, you never know, you might get a good ride there. So yeah, there's a lot of times where I don't want to do rideshare. I don't want to deal with people because you got to kind of be on all the time. And then I do I've probably done uh, maybe 500 Door Dashes, maybe like 800 Uber Eats. So not a ton, but definitely not a newbie.
Okay. Okay. So I apologize because I know you guys are more rideshare, but I promised everybody tonight that I would give them my honest opinion about the DoorDash Rewards Platinum Rewards program. Because last Tuesday when I was live, it just hit at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then we went live at 8 o'clock at night. So we only got like few deliveries in, and I promised everybody I would give a very fair assessment after doing it for a week. So here we are a week later, and I'm gonna be honest, like it was a little tough in the beginning. And a lot of it was, and this is my opinion, you guys in the chat or Larry or Jason, you can agree or not agree, is they sent out the email that said that really granted everybody who was top dasher, they granted the platinum status. So you had an overflow of drivers trying out um this new program. So the first like 2 days, I got more non-platinum orders than I did platinum orders. So at
Mm,
first I'm like,
yeah.
man, this is really rough. And then it got to be in the weekend and I'm like, okay, it's like starting to come back and it's starting to come to life. And then I really made a lot of money over the weekend. So it went from like bad to it got better and better and better. And then I got this email today, and I don't know whether any of you guys got this. So let's put it on the side. Nope, wrong one. There we go. I can tell I'm not used to having guests on the show. Um, you can do. It says power to platinum. Basically, your 7 day free trial is going to be over with, and you better get to platinum. I think by tomorrow would be my guess. So I'm hoping then a lot of drivers are going to be dropping off like the platinum tier. So that's kind of where it's at. So have I made money? Yes. So I don't normally do this, and I always have to preface this because I get a lot of crap every time I do this, which is why I've stopped doing this. But I promised I would share with you guys my earnings. So this was my week last week on DoorDash. My tips went up. My base pay went down, which is good. Before, when I was doing like earn by time and when DoorDash was going through its changes, like it was more of a 50-50 split. When I was in the large order program, it was more 75-25 split. So it's good, in my opinion, to start seeing the tips come back because that's where it was lacking over the past couple of weeks. This is just DoorDash. I had earnings in Uber Eats. I had hundreds of dollars in catering last week. So this is only kind of the one portion of my pie for my earnings, but this is DoorDash from last week. So I just wanted to put it out there so everybody can talk about the rewards program. But like I said, I feel like it started off a little rocky and then I'm like, okay, I can do this.
For us people that don't, I'm glad you're talking about it.
Mhm.
Can you tell us the switch like it was? So the Top Dasher is gone, right? Like, can you?
Dasher is gone. So what they did is they took the Top Dasher program and the large order program, combined them into one.
Mm.
But now, in order to benefit, and also Dash Now, in order to benefit from those programs, you have to maintain an acceptance rate over 70%.
Ooh.
So platinum is 70% or higher, and then the other tiers are below it. But if you drop below platinum, you have to schedule. You don't have the large order program. It becomes a little bit more tricky to work the DoorDash platform.
Can you, if you drop down to like 65, can you go back up to
Yeah,
70
you can
and
go
then
back up.
you're right back
Mhm.
at it again?
Yeah,
Okay. So I assume you must be over 70.
I am. As of right now, I am at 88%.
Okay.
Very nice. Yeah.
That's
So
great.
do you find that, and I guess you do that, um, and it's obvious, showing your earnings last week that you can make good money even accepting most of the orders that come your way. It seems like you get
Yeah.
pretty good orders I guess, to choose from, or
When I first started, so I started keeping a high acceptance rate for probably over a year now because I was doing that, call it like the hell week during Top Dasher, where like you would drop all the way down and
yeah,
like spend an entire week. And I'll be honest, like I got sick and tired of doing that climb because
sure.
it was just horrible. And then I figured it out because on an average, because I do full time, I was averaging 100 deliveries per week. So if you take 100 deliveries, try to maintain 70%, you're allowed to decline 3 per day. So if you can decline 3 per day, you wait for like the really crappy orders, and those are the ones you decline. So you're
Sure.
still profitable because once you get to a certain, you're going to still see crap orders. That's like inevitable on any
Mhm.
platform. And those are the ones that you wait for to decline and use your declines on those. So
Out of those earnings, how many were like those big catering orders? Do you know offhand?
not off the top of my head. I did get some large, I didn't get any catering orders on DoorDash, but I did get some large orders on DoorDash last week. It wasn't like it used to be. Like I was averaging probably 3, maybe 4, sometimes 6 large orders per day. And that's how
Oh,
like I was making bank on
Wow,
DoorDash.
that's nice.
And yeah, and then it dropped down to nothing. Like we went through weeks where because I got rid of the large order program that like you weren't seeing anything. Like you had to keep um just taking orders and taking orders and taking orders. And then this week I started to see some of it back, which was really nice. And then a lot of it also was shop and pays. Somehow I got back into the shop and deliver algorithm, and I've been shopping a lot lately.
I don't mind those when they're small. I mean, I'm not taking a 40 item from Aldi for like $20. You know what I mean? But if it's less than 10 items, I don't mind those at all.
Yeah, I don't mind honestly. I mean because I do Instacart.
Yeah,
No, like shops don't bother me.
right.
They never have. I mean, I did one last night. It was $28 for 27 items. So to me, why wouldn't it took me, I think 17 or 15 minutes to
Mhm.
shop. I was in and out and the drive was 11 minutes. So for a half hour of my time, I got $28. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
when you look at it from timing perspective, I think a lot of people see items and go, ugh, and
Yeah.
go, I'm not doing that. When you really think about the timing of it, it's definitely profitable.
Bud did a 60 item for $20. Damn, bro.
Uh, my goodness.
I'm not
That's
doing
my
that.
problem. Yeah, the shop. I am not good at the shopping part of it. I did that with Spark, and
Well, you just
like
it's practice. That's all.
it is, and I'm not. I'm not. I guess I'm not willing to put in the time to get good at it. But because they give you estimated time that it's going to take, and I'm like double that. I'm like, what am I doing here? What am I doing?
Do you feel hot and sweaty when you see the time adding up?
Oh yes, for sure. And then something that they say is one on one end of the store, and you have to walk to the other end of the store, and it's all out of whack, and it just throws you off. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't even like shopping for myself, much less somebody else.
Yeah.
I see that comment from Brian, and people decline those all the time at pet stores. And most of the time, it's like this cat food or like crickets. Like it's never like going to be like 60 different items at a pet store.
Yeah.
First of all, anytime I see crickets, I'm like, no.
It's hard pass for you.
No, not for me.
No thanks, huh?
No, thank you.
I mean, they're in a bag. They're not going to get you.
So you guys, just real quick. So in the chat, let me know, how was your first week on rewards? So was it good, thumbs up, or was it bad, thumbs down? I'm just curious on where everybody's pulse is right now with rewards. Like I said, I don't mind being in the shopping algorithm. They can send me them all day long just because I can make some pretty decent money. Send me a good order and we're good to go. But declines are just inevitable. I mean, I know there's some people out there who leave me comments that says like, I'm at 99%, I'm at 100%. I'm like, holy, good for you, because I can't even do that.
Are they going to reset that? Because I know they'll reset.
No.
Oh shit! I wish they would have done this earlier, because I might have grinded it out for the summer. Because like I'll be off in the summer. I'm doing like almost straight gig work, but like it's going to take forever for me to get up there.
So Bud Soda, I'm assuming I feel like you were taking time and you weren't working as much, and now I'm seeing this and I'm like, okay, maybe you're back. Are you back to working crazy hours again?
I mean, 124. How many hours are in a week?
That's pretty good work week there.
Pretty good. I'd be dead at 45.
Whew.
That's a lot.
I still do 40 to 50. That's usually my sweet spot. I'm still a 40 to 50 hour gig worker.
Yeah, I mean that's normal.
I feel like whenever you call me, Jason, you're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm working."
Working.
I'm working.
So there's 168 hours in the week.
Yeah, 168.
Good God. That's crazy.
Yeah. That's kind of insane.
I don't even know if I could do that physically.
So Eric said, bad. Too many top dashers got it for a week. Like I said, I was feeling it at the beginning of the week, and it was rough. Like honestly, I can't wait for everybody this week to be whatever tier they're in, so that way it can kind of go back to the way that the program was designated for, so I can maybe even come back next Tuesday and say, okay, this is exactly what it's supposed to be like as a dasher in this tier, just because I feel like it's still a little all over the place.
Yeah, a lot of those people will fall off.
Yeah,
for sure.
Can you tell me why that, and maybe you can answer this, why sometimes your acceptance rate goes down like 2% when you decline one, but it takes like 5 to go up? Is that just them trying to screw you? No,
it's a rolling 100. So how do I okay, so say you have like 5, well, we'll do 10 fingers because that's how much I have. I got 10 fingers. 5, 10. Okay, so say like this pinky right here is a decline. So you decline and you go down 1, but you have to go through all 10 again to get to this pinky in order for you to accept this for the decline to go away. And that's the way the 100 rolls. So if you decline 1, it'll go down 1, but it's going to take you the next 100 for it to come back.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
It's like our 1 stars.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. It's the same. It's kind of the same exact thing.
is it down? Is ours 100 on rideshare or is it 5?
Uh, oh, they changed it.
I
I think
think it
it's
is
a two.
100.
Is it 200 on Uber now?
Oh God, no, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Hmm.
We don't really pay attention to them. I mean,
Yeah, I don't. I
we
don't
used
even
to,
care
but
anymore.
literally, I haven't looked at my rating in months.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Mary says she agrees with me.
yeah.
She thinks that next week's going to be significant. I agree. Everybody just needs to get into their
Okay.
own tier, and we'll kind of see what the program's really made out of at that point.
So with the large order program being gone for a little bit, you've been kind of on the struggle bus the last couple weeks then, right? Is that where you're kind of like just getting what you used to be getting?
I don't think
Mhm.
it's called. I don't think I mean, struggle. I'll say a little bit. It was more working. So, and I think I said this. I couldn't remember if you were on the roundtable when I said this. During pandemic times, and even during large order program times, like it was. I hate to say easy money, right? Orders came to you, and it was like order, 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 and it was good order, and you can pick through, and you can cherry pick, and like those days are long and gone. There's not as many people ordering, there's not as many orders out there. So in turn, it's almost as though like you have to work. You have to go to work, right? You have to take
Imagine
orders. Like
that. Oh my gosh.
money's not just gonna like keep coming into you anymore. And I think that's what we were accustomed to. And now it's just a matter, you need to take orders in order to make money. Would I like to take $28 orders and just do one order? That would be like the perfect world, but that's not DoorDash reality. Like sometimes you have to take 4 or 3 orders in the hour to make the same amount of money, but you're still
Yeah.
making the same amount of money. You just have to work.
Yeah, yeah, I think I'm okay with that. I mean, I know it's never going to be as good as what it was during the pandemic, but yeah, I'm glad it's back for you or it's,
Yeah.
you know, I'd be
I
interested to see
saw
this week or
Next
when they
week.
fall off next week.
yeah. I saw, like I said, this past weekend, and maybe because it was Mother's Day, like I felt like old DoorDash was back just for like a little bit. Like I felt like, okay, I can make money. Like, okay, like I'm getting orders. Like, okay, like I felt like, okay, DoorDash is back. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Maybe this platinum thing isn't so bad after all. So I don't know. We'll kind of see. I feel like there was a couple things in there that, swayed what was going on. Mother's Day weekend was
Yeah.
busy. Like it was good weather. Like there's a whole bunch of factors in there. So
Did you work Mother's Day?
I did not.
Okay. I was gonna wonder if it was busy that day.
No, I did not.
Probably was. Probably a lot of people ordering. I know the restaurants are always, jam packed, and I'm sure there's probably a lot of people ordering food as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
we did, but I went and picked it up. Not paying for that.
We're too cheap.
So Mary said Sunday was amazing, $42 an hour.
Oh
Dang,
yeah,
That's
there you
awesome.
go.
that's really nice.
So that answers
Yeah,
that.
earn my time. This is another thing. And I don't know whether I got like shadow banned by earn by time. I haven't been able to get on earn by time. And I don't know whether people are using earn by time to maintain their platinum level and it's harder to
Mm,
get on earn by time.
mm.
But I haven't been able to get on earn by time in like probably 2 or 3 weeks now.
I've tried it the last couple times, and it's always been locked for me too. So
So I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
Maybe
I
they're
mean,
phasing
and
it
that's with
out.
me. Like, I still schedule, even though I can dash now in it, but I always schedule because I want to kick out all the
Mhm.
clowns in my area off the platform so I can get on. So I always schedule, I always do the right thing, and I still can't get on earn by
Hmm.
time. So I don't know.
You still schedule yourself even though you
Yeah.
can go on anytime you want?
Yeah, because supposedly, I don't know how true this is because I don't know how to prove it, but supposedly even if you're allowed to dash now, if you schedule and you like go to dash now, you kick someone off the platform who is either like on pause or you kick off another dasher in your area.
Hmm.
So it's less dashers in your area.
I mean, it
Uh,
makes sense.
Yeah, I would think, and if they just have so many slots of that they're going to schedule, if you go ahead and schedule yourself, that's taking up a slot that somebody else couldn't take, so that would keep them off as well.
Yeah. So Thomas heard the same thing. If you
Yeah,
schedule, someone can't get on.
yeah,
I'm at the point now, if it's busy, I get an hour. They give me an hour. Like
yeah.
that's, and even if it's like, let's say it's 10:15 a.m., they only give you till 11, till the
Yeah.
next hour, no matter what time I, quote unquote, sign on.
Right. Yeah, it's the
But I
same way
heard
with
that the
Grubhub.
whole thing with, like, I don't know, because obviously I haven't worked the other tiers, and if anybody else is here can shed some light on it, but supposedly, like, it's hard to get on the schedule if you drop down to the bottom tiers, so that's, like, the biggest perk of being platinum is that you can literally dash now, but once again, not every market is the same. There are some markets out there that even if you're platinum, you still have to schedule, so it's all
Hmm.
kinds of wacky.
Man, DoorDash
Yeah, it is so different in every market. I mean, we find that with all the gigs.
Yeah.
for sure.
So anyway, that's the platinum status of this week. I will try to keep you guys updated as this next week rolls around. I did it if you guys haven't checked it out. I did a ride along last night. I posted it this morning of just a regular Monday night ride along just to kind of see what orders were on Monday because Mondays and Tuesdays are like the worst days in my market and it was still a decent evening last night, so I really can't complain. So I really wanted to test out, even though I was good over the weekend, how are the slower times as well. So
Very cool. Do you normally do split shifts or?
yeah, I usually work as soon as my daughter goes to school. I
Mhm.
start working as soon as she goes to school. So usually about like 8 or 8:30. I stop around 2 and then I go back out and do like 5 to 9, 5 depending on if it's busy, I might go out later. So it
Okay.
depends.
Yeah, you almost
Nice.
that's kind of a it's kind of a gig person's life sometimes. It's hard to get everything done in the day. Sometimes you gotta split it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it also, revolves around my family. So
Mhm.
I always want to be home for my daughter when she gets home. And, I cook dinner every night and get everybody situated and everybody's fed
Yeah.
before I go out and work at night. So I get to spend some family time. I mean, isn't that why we do what we do? Like, if I was in a
Yeah.
normal job, like, I would
Yes.
be coming
Mhm.
home and exhausted at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock at night, get to spend very little time and then do it all
Yeah.
over again.
No,
So,
that's the best part of the gig work is the
yeah.
flexibility.
Exactly. I mean, I think that's why most of us got into it, and why we stay in the gig world because we love that flexibility. Don't want to have to be told when and where and how to work. We can use our creativity and work when we know it's going to be busy and where we know it's going to be busy. And if we have something going on, we got a doctor's appointment, or a kid that's sick, whatever it is, we can not have to worry about asking off or scheduling off, or we just go and do
Yep.
what we need to do. So yeah, flexibility is definitely the key attraction.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so we're ready to move on to the next the next topic. Okay. So, when is the right time and wrong time to drive as a driver? Like if you're a driver who drives in the middle of the night, are you exhausted? Does it affect your driving?
I mean, Larry's the one to answer that. That dude works
Yeah.
till 5 in the morning. I hit 9:30 PM and I'm like, "I'm getting sleepy."
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a night person, so there's many nights when I'll be going out. Like Thursday night's always a big night. It's Thirsty Thursday. The college kids, that's their party night. And but there's many times my wife and I will be eating dinner, at about 6:30. I'm like, oh man, I just do not feel like going out. But I go out and start working about 10:30, 11. Man, I'm peppy and ready to go. you know,
Do you ever get in the middle of the night if you're working late at night? Do you ever get like in the middle of the night and go, "Oh my god, my eyes are so tired. I'm just going to go home because you're so tired?"
there has been a few times, yeah, you do that, and I think I drove sleepy much more when I was younger. I would do that. I really don't do that much anymore. If I get tired and know it's time to go home, but there have been a time or two when you get I get a ride from here to Nashville to the airport at 3 in the morning, and you're fine going down there, but then you drop them off and you've been talking with them, so you've had a conversation that keeps you awake, and then riding back home by yourself that last 30 minutes, you're like, oh man, I might have to pull over here at the rest stop and take about a 20-minute nap.
Yeah, so it's scary. So there was an
It is.
article this past week. There was a couple from Nevada, from Grass Valley, Nevada. They were out doing DoorDash at 2 o'clock in the morning, and the husband, boyfriend, fell asleep behind the wheel, and they went. headfirst into a pole, and the driver unfortunately did not make it, and the wife girlfriend is in intensive care and is in critical care right now. So
Oof.
that kind of poses the problem, like, when do you know enough is enough? And but Soda, I worry about you. I'm telling you,
Yes.
I always worry about you. And making sure that, please stay safe. That's the first thing. Sometimes I know people do this for a whole bunch of different reasons, but sometimes safety is so much more important than money.
Well, the weird part with sleeping and the apps have started to be like, well, hey, you've worked 12 hours or whatever the limit is. You can just flip over to the other app and just keep on keeping on. Like there's no like accountability between the apps or anything. So you literally could work 24 hours a day if you wanted
Yeah.
to,
Oh,
and they're not
for
going to kick
sure.
you off. So
Yeah.
they don't really care about that. But yeah, I mean, I've been there. I've done some rideshare late at night where it's like take a long trip and you're like, it's horrible. I'd rather drive buzzed than sleepy. I'll be honest with you. I'm not condoning that. I'm just saying that I feel like I'm more capable buzzed than I am sleepy.
Well, don't combine the two, okay?
Yeah, no. Then I'll just be blackout, eyes closed.
That's when you're over at the rest stop.
Yeah, so I'm going to throw it out to the chat. So have you guys ever DoorDashed, Uber Eats, Ubered, Lyft, whatever you want to put in there, do you currently do it in the middle of the night? Yes, some people do it in the middle of the night. I've heard this, and actually think I've heard Bud Soda say this. They do it in the middle of the night because less drivers are out, which means, you can actually get some decent orders, less competition. For me in my area, once like 11 o'clock hits, there's like nothing open. I think the
Yeah.
only thing open in my area is Wawa at that point. So it's not really beneficial for my area, but um, I personally, I would be dead on my feet if I ever did something like that. I see
Yeah.
some of these content creators do like 24-hour challenges. I'm like, I would literally be dead. I don't. I
I
need
think
my
I
sleep. I need
I
my
think I
beauty
could do it
sleep.
once. I mean,
Yeah.
I could do it once, like a 24-hour challenge for sure. I mean, as long as you got like tons of caffeine, but like just like your market, ours just dies right off. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
our area, Walmart and our local grocery chain is Meyer. They're not even open 24 hours anymore.
Yeah, no. And same here. None of the grocery stores are open. And I do enjoy driving at night. Just like I said, I'm more of a night person. There's no traffic. Yeah, I can get anywhere in Bowling Green pretty much in about 15 minutes at night with no traffic. And sometimes there are less drivers, but I don't think I've done 24 hours, but I mean, New Year's Eve, I'm usually out till, I'm usually out till like 8 or 9 the next morning and start, early afternoon.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, yeah, those nights are longer, but yeah, it's not worth it. You know what I mean? Like, I
okay.
mean, go home, get 4 hours of sleep if you really, really need to keep, plugging away and then go out again. But just keep on keeping on just to go without any
Yeah.
sleep is just nuts.
So
Yeah,
real
no.
quick, a shout out to Cray Cray. Thank you, Cray Cray, for being a member for 5 months. Much appreciated, my friend.
Yo, cray.
Woo, woo.
So yeah, so I don't know. I guess my public service announcement is, okay, make your money however you want to make your money. Guys, just be careful and be safe out there. I hate seeing stuff like this happen like I feel like it's preventable. So
Mhm.
please just be careful. It's the only thing I'm gonna
Yeah,
say.
yeah. It's not worth it driving when you're super tired. Everybody knows that your driving is severely impaired when you're extremely sleepy,
Yeah.
and that making that ride challenge or getting that bonus or whatever is not going to do any good if you wrap your car around a tree. Even if you're
No.
not hurt, you're going to have to pay to get another car, get your car fixed, and it's just not worth it. Safety's got to be forefront in your mind.
Yeah, just real quick. So Thomas said never. Josh said no, I'm sleeping in the middle of the night. Bubba Sue said I would never. Eric has gone to 3 a.m. before. So Thomas said it's crickets after 10 o'clock. I was being generous with 11, but
Yeah.
I feel like McDonald's is still open at 10, 11, but
Well,
uh,
if it's the weekend, I think McDonald's is open till midnight. Taco Bell might be open a little
yeah,
bit later. But do you really want to get stuck in like I even stopped
Uh,
doing food delivery after 9
yeah.
p.m.
Oh
because
yeah.
the lobbies close.
and there's so few food places open. So like
Yeah.
here, the college kids, I mean, I take them a lot to Cookout because Cookout stays open until like 3:30, and
Ugh.
but the line's like going to be wrapped around there. So I'll tell them if the line's not too bad, we'll go through. But if not, I might have to drop you off at the lobby, and you're gonna have to call for another ride. But
What I
that, and
wish,
we have one 24-hour McDonald's, and I stay away from that.
I feel like I have a whole bunch of anniversaries. Thomas, thank you for your 11th month, but Kim, stay away from my share. Larry, go do it.
I wish you could toggle like shop and delivers after 9 for DoorDash, because like I'll do booze, there's tons of booze pickups. Like if you could just give me those, I'll do those from 9 till 2 in the morning.
Now, see, I get weird. So I just started doing alcohol in DoorDash just because
Mhm.
I've never done it. And I can't say I never did anything until I try it. And it really isn't that bad. But like, I am not crazy about doing them after it gets, I mean, it's for me as a woman, like, I
Yeah.
Sure.
feel weird doing alcohol delivery after it gets dark out. So
Mhm.
I wish there was like a toggle. You can just toggle it off like at a certain point. So that way, like, I don't receive any of those deliveries just because it gets a little, not that I have bad neighborhoods, but you just never know.
Well,
Yeah.
any deliveries late at night, I mean,
Yeah.
you're always risking it. I just like it
Yeah.
because they're usually like there's like a 6-pack or a bottle of Crown Royal or something, and it's
Mhm.
like boom, right to the booze, grab it out, done. 10-12 bucks, and you're on your way. And drunk people tip more. I mean, it's just
Yeah, but definitely as a woman, yeah, delivering to alcohol to a bunch of drunk guys, not a good
Yeah.
idea. But
Not
yeah,
cool.
and that would be easy for them to code into the apps. Just have a
yeah.
toggle switch
Yeah.
But
to
they
put
don't
it in
want to
there.
do that because they want you to take all the other bullshit. That's the
Exactly,
problem.
exactly,
Yeah.
and that's why they don't, because that'd be very easy to do.
But there are markets right now that are testing. You can toggle shop and pays, and I don't know whether alcohol is where it's not in my market, but there
Yeah.
are certain markets that you
Oh,
can toggle certain deliveries that you want or you don't want on
Oh,
DoorDash. It's just
interesting.
not in my market yet. Mm.
I know Uber Eats for me, I can turn off shop and pays.
Yeah.
Yes, Uber Eats you can.
Yeah. So, which I know
Yeah.
how much you loved shopping on Uber Eats, Kim.
Oh, I hate
Look at
shopping on Uber
she's
Eats.
the disdain in that
Oh,
face.
I do. I
Oh,
I'm
hate
I'm right
shopping
there
on
with
Uber
you.
Eats.
Right there with you. I
Uber
turned that
Eats
off a
is
long time ago. A long time ago.
I haven't turned it off just because, like, there are still some really good shop and pays or shop
yeah.
and delivers, depending on what app you're using. But man, they are the most disorganized
Oh,
app when it
it's a
comes
shit
to
show.
shopping.
Yeah.
They are horrible. Like, I just don't understand the concept. Yes, they have aisle numbers, but they're not in aisle number order. Like, they group it by produce, they group it by canned goods. They like
Yeah.
it's so all over the place. Like it drives me crazy.
Group it by color. All the red stuff. Let's go get all the
That's what
red
you were
stuff.
saying on Thursday, right?
Yes.
I see Josh in the chat says, "I wish you could toggle off any order under $6." You gotta get
Yeah.
Gary's apps. Like, hey, man, you can set that up, and then you don't even
Yeah.
have to
Don't
worry
have to worry
about it.
about it.
It's
So
probably iOS.
the shopping pays, you have to have a card to pay for it at the end.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
yeah.
like
See, I got all my cards, and I like put them in my safe, and I'm not sure exactly where they're at anymore.
That's
So
another thing with Uber Eats. Like every shopping app I have is on my Apple Pay. So Instacart,
mhm.
DoorDash, like it's all on my Apple Pay that like I don't need to keep my cards on me. Like Uber Eats, like I'm like, oh, I forgot my wallet. And I have to go back outside and go grab my wallet, go grab the card and go pay for it. Yeah.
Oh, so you can put your DoorDash card on Apple Pay?
Yeah.
Ooh, I need to do that. How do you do that? Just like
Yeah. The
like a
normal
normal
way.
way?
Yeah.
Oh, but Uber Eats won't let you do it, huh?
No.
Those assholes. Gosh darn it.
They got to control everything. Jeez.
Oh, he's
So
already
Josh said he's got Gary's apps. I'm the number one Gary's apps promoter.
well, then you can toggle it off. I love
Uh,
Apple Pay. It's so nice.
It
It is
is so nice. I
so nice.
honestly, I keep like I don't even bring my purse with me anymore. Like everything is on my phone. I really don't need much anymore. It's fantastic.
uh,
I
yeah,
mean, I always keep my wallet for my driver's license, my CDL, but other than that, I don't need to use anything out of it other than if I get
No.
stopped.
I had to
Yeah.
learn to use Apple Pay a few years ago. I took a passenger from here to Fort Campbell, which is about 2 hours away. And it's like, I'm gonna drive him off. I'm getting low on gas. Pulled up there, didn't have my wallet. I was like, well,
Oh,
I guess I'm gonna figure out how to use this Apple Pay thing. But it saved me, and it's very convenient. Very convenient
yeah,
for
you get
sure.
so lazy when you're shopping on your phone and you will go to buy something and it doesn't have Apple Pay. I get so
Yeah.
pissed. I'm like, you mean I got to walk upstairs and get my card? Come on, people.
Get with the program.
Right.
I know. Okay, so this next one I put in specifically for you guys because I figured you guys will have fun with this. So, a lady decided to order DoorDash after she got home. I'm assuming she's a nurse by the time she ordered it. So she ordered it at 2 a.m. I don't know what profession you would be coming home at 2 a.m. in the morning.
I think she
Really
said she
not
worked in a
sure.
restaurant.
Did
Yeah.
she? Okay,
I think
I
she works
missed
in
that.
food. Yeah.
So she worked in a restaurant, came home at 2 a.m., decided to order DoorDash. She picked up the food once it was delivered, and the delivery guy was still lurking around. She thought it was weird that he was still looking at her, and she went back in the door, locked all of her doors, and thought it was weird and thought nothing of it until the next morning. Her neighbor caught on the iRing camera a gentleman, her driver, doing some sexual acts, so to speak, in front of her door.
Okay. Why did you say that you put this in for us? I'm
Yeah.
not sure how to take that.
'Cause
I'm
we
really
have
not
It's a
sure how to
guy's
take that.
it's a guy's point of view.
The guys pointed there is no time in my gig career that I felt like I needed to whip it out and pleasure myself after making a food delivery.
He does that when he's not on the gig apps. He doesn't do it when he's working on the gig
How dare you?
apps. We need your sound effect. Da-dun-dun.
Oh,
Oh,
gosh.
yes. Yeah,
You
that's
realize the last two stories happened at 2 a.m.
I
Clearly,
know.
anything after
Nothing good can
midnight,
come at 2 a.m.
nothing good happens after midnight. Just
no,
like Mama told us.
no. Yeah, I don't.
This is really bizarre story. I mean, you got to wonder what is going through this dude's mind, and it just makes me even more know that I don't like ordering food delivery. That's why I go pick it up, because this guy's ordering food or delivering food to people, and then he does this, and then he's going back out and delivering somebody else's food, probably.
Ew. I'm
Yes,
like, ew.
exactly.
It's just
Disgusting.
so gross. I don't even know what to say besides it's just so darn gross.
I
Like I
mean,
just can't.
yeah, people obviously there's it's an easy platform to get on, just like all the rest of them.
Mhm.
It's and he's just a weirdo. That's all he is. He's
Yeah.
just a freak. That's
And
it. I mean,
but then, DoorDash did send her a message saying we've taken him where he will not be getting any more of your deliveries.
yeah,
So that makes everything okay, right?
What
right.
happens if it was a person that was using someone else's account? Like they deactivated
Yeah.
that person, but they might not have handled the appropriate person who actually did it. Just playing devil's advocate.
Well, I mean, that video looks pretty good. They'll probably criminally try to find him. I mean, it's pretty clear uh,
Yeah.
who he
Yeah, so
is.
she
So,
did report it to the police, but yeah, thank goodness for her neighbor having the Ring doorbell and letting her know what he saw.
But this is my thing with nowadays, I feel like almost every house has
Oh
some
yeah.
kind of camera. It might not be an iRing, but like you see cameras like all over the place, and it might not even be the
Mhm.
one you're delivering to, but your neighbors have it, your across the street neighbors. Like, why would you be so
Yeah.
stupid? Like, I just don't
Well,
get
and he's
people.
not the sharpest crayon in the box, I'm sure. Because yeah, as you know, yeah, I mean, you're on camera all the time now. Hey, walking down the street, you're in a store, you're in a restaurant, going through a neighborhood. Everybody's got cameras everywhere nowadays.
yeah. Although some people don't care. I drive school children around and my bus is covered with cameras and they still do dumb stuff. And they're just like, they just don't care or they forget about it. I don't know. But like,
But this guy's, supposed to be I mean, he's a grown up. He should know a little
wow,
better. I
let's,
cut him a
let's,
little slack just because they're not, grown and mature. But
I mean, he is a male too. So, I mean,
so yeah, you got to dial it down a few notches on the maturity level. But
right. But yeah, I don't know why he would do
yeah,
that. But
but they did say that later on, the company, DoorDash did contact her and say, sorry, the original people misspoke. He is no longer a delivery person for anybody. And supposedly the police are, looking into it. Said they're trying to figure out how to investigate. I'm like, they've got his account. It's not hard to track this guy.
Unless, like Kim said, it wasn't his account.
Right.
Or it was hers. He had another driver and he was, or the account holder was in the car and he
Right.
was just delivering it. But
Yeah.
there's not much you can do with that.
Well, then shame on the person who's in the car. That's horrible. That means that they watched it.
Oh, I know he's like back in the apartment, so she's
Yeah.
probably down the
Okay.
way, or he's probably down the way. But yeah, well, she got. I mean, what is she complaining about? She got a $15 credit and a free order. I mean, shut up.
Consolation prize?
Just-
Like, really?
It's just a penis. I mean, come on. Just kidding. It's
Oh my
gross.
goodness. That is something else. And you wonder how much of this stuff happens that doesn't get caught, or just that guy didn't happen to see it on his Ring doorbell. Nobody would ever know.
Well, I mean, so a lot of those have the like I'll get an event notice in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, my phone's on do not disturb, and I'll look back at what was out in front. But it's
Yeah,
usually,
but what if he didn't? What if he didn't? A lot of people
true,
don't do that, and nobody would ever known.
right?
There's no telling. It's probably not the first time this guy's done something like this.
The crazy part is how I would be just too now. I would just be too scared I would get caught in the moment. Like, it's not the cameras, but like, am I really gonna do this? And like, it's just crazy to me. Like, people have that guy's got some.
Oh yeah, and I mean, how does he know that she doesn't have a husband or a boyfriend in there? And all of a sudden, the door opens, her boyfriend's standing there, and he's going to beat the snot out of him.
Right, for sure. But obviously, he's not one that thinks. Right, we've established.
Well,
That.
thinking with the wrong head.
From literally, from the girl's perspective, though, she was afraid that this guy now has her address, like he knows
True,
where she lives.
That's a really good point, because he clearly did it because he liked what he saw. I mean, I assume. I mean, it's not just a random beating. I mean, he probably thought she was cute. And
Does DoorDash, do they have the customer's picture on
no,
the
but maybe
No, it's the backside of him.
yeah, maybe. Well, you see that she came out, and she says in the article that he stared at her. So he maybe came back after he saw that she was good looking and decided to.
Yeah, which is weird too, because he didn't know what she looked like, and she said it was several minutes later when she came to get her food, and he was
Really? It was
standing in the hall.
I thought he said so he was well, where did I read that? Okay, I scanned it. So I thought she came out and he stared at her, and then she walked back into the.
Well, she said it was a few minutes later, and she said when she came out to get the food, and he was still standing in the hallway.
He was walking.
And that's when he stared at her. But before that, he didn't know what she looked like. So why is he just hanging out in the hallway here, waiting for somebody to answer the door?
You never know. I'm with Larry. Go pick up your food.
I'm gonna say that he did know her, or he saw her somewhere else, and then.
Or maybe he's delivered there before. And
maybe that's it. That's probably a better thought. But
could be. Yeah, definitely could be.
Yeah,
weird. Gross.
This is so gross.
Yeah,
it's so gross. It is so gross.
No matter which angle you look at it, it's just nasty.
It really is. But speaking of nasty, it's a good segue. So Instacart.
I thought she was getting ready to promote us.
Yeah, I was like, speaking of nasty, the gig
economy. Be sure and listen to the Gig Economy podcast.
No. We have one more thing to talk about. This will be quick, because I just want everybody to know. So there is an Instacart scam out there, and all of you Instacart people who do Instacart, and I'm going to show you examples of my scam. This actually happened to me back in February. So it's around because it actually happened to me. So what happens is someone orders something from Walgreens, Rite Aid, any one of those CVS for like 2 items. In my case, it was a bottle of cologne and like, I forget what it was, like maybe, I think it was candy. I think it was. And before I even got to the store, they had texted me saying that their last Instacart shopper wasn't willing to help them, and that when I got to the store to contact them because the store didn't have what they wanted, which I thought was weird, but I'm like, whatever, let me just get to the store. Maybe it's the cologne and they sold out of the cologne and they want a specific cologne. Anyway, so what they're doing is they're telling drivers when they get to the store that instead of one item, they want a gift card, usually like a vanilla Visa gift card for $150 because they want to do X with it. They want to take their dad out, or it's in my case, it was her son's birthday and she wanted a good, present for her son. And they tell drivers that they are Instacart shoppers themselves and this is the exact way to do it, and they give very specific instructions. And then if the driver goes through with it and actually purchases it, they tell them to like scratch off and give them the gift card number, and then the scammer gets the gift card number, but the person who originally did the order gets charged the money.
Oh, the 150.
Yeah.
Oh, dang! I didn't even think you could buy gift cards on.
You're not allowed to, but
Oh,
supposedly there's a way. I don't know how it is. I stopped mine immediately as soon as they said that they wanted a gift card, just because I know you can't purchase gift cards on Instacart. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't proceed with this. And the funny thing is when I did it, I went through support and support was not very helpful. So I don't know whether somehow they got into support too. Like support wanted me to keep the order. And I thought that was really weird. I'm like, why aren't you like, I'm trying to tell you, you're being scammed and you still want me to proceed with the order. Very strange. But this is actually, oops, sorry, go through it. This is exactly mine right here. So she says, hey, my last shopper, I did not want to help for some reason, even though I was going to tip extra. And then I said, okay, well, I'm heading to the store. Let me know whatever you need when I get there, and I'll be more than happy. And then she tells me when I get there, I just want to replace a cologne with a $150 Amazon gift card. Just replace it manually and name it Amazon card. I'm a shopper and I have free time as well. So this was mine. So
okay.
all of these are very similar to this. So there was a whole article on Business Insider of very similar scams to this going on through the Instacart shopper world. So
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how the gift card thing would work. Even if they would allow them, like it just seems strange that like I don't know. You would think there would be real time monitoring of the order that support would be like, well, that's weird. They wanted cologne and candy, and all of a sudden they flipped it to an Amazon gift card. Like I don't know. Maybe they don't have the technology to do it that quick, but
Yeah, because I know somewhat some of the food apps they'll monitor the chat if there's stuff that's rude or things like that
yeah.
that you can get a violation. But I don't
yeah.
know if Instacart. I don't know if they try to do that or not. But Gabe says that they used to allow gift cards, but they stopped allowing gift cards
Yeah,
on
according to Bud
Instacart.
Soda, you add the item manually to override it.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess depending on how much the original order was, like the cologne and the candy, and they probably add a buffer Instacart, right, for the card. So like
Mhm.
if it was close to that amount, maybe that would be able to get
I
through.
think my order, if I shopped it, it would have probably been close to $100. And I think you're right because I think Instacart allows a 50. I could be wrong on this,
Mhm.
but I thought they could allow like a $50, plus or
Buffer,
minus
yeah.
type of thing buffer. So if you added, $150 gift card, because the cologne itself, I think was like 75 or 80, something like that, it could have
Okay.
gone through. But
Yeah, who knows? People are
Yeah.
always trying to scam.
Oh yeah, but I was reading in the article, it says that the way they get it is they have the shopper scratch the card off and send them the code while they're still in the store.
yeah.
And so they're spending the money before the shoppers ever gets
Well,
out of the store. And
Well,
that's why the shopper gets charged for it, because the customer then reports, oh, we didn't order that. I don't know what or we didn't
yeah.
get that. So I don't know why you would ever give somebody a code while you're
Well,
still in the store.
well, yeah, that's the thing. I could see someone doing it up to that point, but then when they said,
Yeah.
"Can you scratch it off and give me the
Yeah. It'd be
numbers?"
like,
I'd be like,
no,
"No,
don't work like that.
no, you can do it when
No.
you get home."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the whole thing is I honestly I thought they hacked into support too. When I did
Mhm.
mine, like I totally thought like I wasn't talking to support. I felt
Yeah.
like because I was chatting with them and I'm like, why isn't support listening to me that this person is trying to do a scam right in front of like I was going back and forth. I'm like, dude, you're getting scammed. And like they're just like not
Hey,
paying attention. They're like, oh, you're gonna proceed with the order? No, you're being
because they're
scammed.
getting kickback. They're in cahoots with the scammer. The Instacart's sitting on the inside. They're working it. They're working the system.
It was the strangest thing. So I just went in and I canceled it on like
Yeah.
my end.
Like,
I'm like, I'm done. I'm
yeah.
done. Just get rid of
Wash my
the
hands.
yeah.
I'm out of
And
here.
it's someone else's problem at that point. I tried to let support know it was a scam. Obviously, they weren't listening to me. I'm out.
I've only been scammed. I didn't get the scam, but have you heard about the Spark scam where they order like one banana or whatever?
Yeah.
And I had that happen, but they
Oh,
tried to call me. It was one banana or an onion or something. They tried to call me. I wouldn't pick it up, but the dummies picked an actual address that was like it was valid. So I delivered that one banana, took a picture, and got my whatever $15 or $20. I don't know who paid for it, but it wasn't
yeah.
me.
Yeah. Yeah. Larry
There
got it.
you
They
go.
were part of the scam.
It's an inside job.
Yep, for sure.
Goodness.
Yeah. Just real quick, I want to go back because I think I forgot I started. Hold on. Where is it? So Thomas said, question, is part-timers ever going to be able to get to platinum being able to do a good 100 offers? That is a very good question. I know there's a lot of part-timers in the chat. So I don't know. It's a lot. 100 for someone who does DoorDash part-time, which according to Tony
Mhm.
Shu, it's 90% of DoorDashers are under 10 hours. I don't know whether 100 orders is feasible for someone who does this very part-time. I don't know. I don't think
Well,
it's very
well,
fair and consistent.
well, I don't think it should be then. They should reward the people that are doing it full time. I think
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I mean, yeah, I'm probably never going to get 100 either. Even if I did it all summer, I don't think I could consistently do that. But I think it's fine. I think if they're going to reward the good work, then I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, we do get a lot of perks with gig work, but you can't have everything. You can't be like, okay, I want to work 5 hours, but I want to get the best rewards, the best.
Right.
It's just like a ride challenge. You got to do so many rides. If I'm doing it, 2 hours a day, I'm not going to hit the
Yeah.
ride
I mean,
challenge.
just like Larry said at the beginning, that or even maybe it was Kim, you still got to do like you
Still
got to
got to
do
do the
the work.
work. Yeah,
You
still got
still
to do
got
the
to do
work.
the work. I mean, it's not like, yeah, the gig is easy, but and it's flexible, but you
Yeah.
still got to put your time in. It's a
Yeah,
job
to get the
at the end of
perks.
the day.
Yeah, to get the perks, you got to be putting it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and I forget who, so forgive me if you're listening to this, and I forget who put it in the comments from last week. They were saying, I think they broke it down that it's five. Oh, now I forget. I'm gonna butcher this. It was something like 5 deliveries a day for 5 days. If you're a part timer
To what does that mean?
for 100 deliveries, like if
Oh,
you
for the
wanted
month.
100 deliveries by the end of the month, it was like 5 orders per day for 5 days. I think.
Well, that would be
Yeah, that's
well,
25 a
yeah,
week.
that's
Yeah,
25 a
times
week.
4 weeks. Yeah.
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 So yeah, if you average five a day.
I mean, so I guess it's doable. I mean, for 5 days, I
Depends
mean,
on how part-time you are. There's a big difference between people who are doing it less than 10 hours a month or 10 hours a week and somebody who's doing it 40, 50 hours a week.
Yeah,
yeah,
I didn't even look to see. I looked at my earnings. I didn't even look to see how many deliveries I actually did. I'll pull it up.
but
But
I
Oh,
could if I could get on it for 3-4 hours
mhm.
a weekend, maybe a little bit longer, I bet I could
Yeah.
do. So you'd have to basically do 25 a week.
Yeah.
So if
It's
you work
yeah,
average.
Saturday or Sunday, if you could get 12 on Saturday and 12 on Sunday, or I mean, obviously plus one or
yeah,
13 on Sunday, you could still get it. So I guess it's not
yeah.
terrible.
So
Oh, but
Thomas did 137, but so did 214.
214 deliveries. Oh my goodness.
I did 133 last week.
Oh wow.
Oh, dang. I did 0.
I think I've done 214 in my career. No, I did do more than that because my son had a big DoorDash. He signed up for DoorDash while he was in college, and they had a promotion like he would get $600 and I would get $600. But I think we both had to do like 300 deliveries or something.
Oh, geez. You both had to do that
I
much?
think so. I'll have to look it up. It was something, but that's, I mean, like by far, that's the most food delivery I think I've done, except, non-pandemic.
Travelers never done one? Come on. Don't. Jesper even did one. Come
Did he?
on, Traveler.
Did he do
Yeah,
one?
I think he did one.
Did he? He's like, I'm going to quit while I'm behind. It's all over. Go out on top here.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I do like food delivery.
Yeah.
I love that I
Yeah.
have the opportunity to do that
Sure.
and change it up.
Yeah. And it is fun. It is funny though. And we've talked about it many times before the pandemic. We
I know.
food delivery so bad. We were like, oh, I don't know why anybody ever wanted to do that. We would turn on Uber Eats and get like a bad, like, that's why we don't do it. We would just, and then the pandemic hit and like, we were 100% food delivery because nobody was going anywhere because nothing was open,
I know.
and we were making, as y'all know, good money during the pandemic for sure.
Yeah.
And it is good to switch up every now and then. Cause like Jason said, every now and then you're like, I am just not feeling putting up with people and being on today. Or just even take a break for an hour, having a busy rideshare weekend, if it's homecoming weekend or something, busting my butt all weekend. Sometimes you're like, I just want to listen to my own music. I don't want to have to worry about anybody throwing up in my car for a while. I don't have to put up with anybody. Just want to, and it's, it's nice when you're doing food delivery because you're going in the restaurant, you're getting some movement. So you're not just stuck in the car, and you always, you take some time out. You're in the restaurant, you can go to the bathroom, whereas, always having to hustle when you're doing, Uber and Lyft, you're having to stop and log out and everything. So yeah, there's definitely pros and cons to food delivery versus rideshare. They both have their good points and their bad points.
Yeah. So Bubba Suda did 83 last week. Mary did 49 last week. And Thomas, thank you so much. Much appreciated, my friend. Okay, so guys, plug yourselves away. Guys, if you're not listening to the Gig Economy podcast while you're driving, I don't know what you are doing. I'm just kidding. Go check these guys out. You guys are on all major, podcast platforms, correct? You're in Spotify,
Yes.
Apple. I'm trying to remember what else is out there.
That's 85% of the people listen on Apple Podcasts and the rest is Spotify. So
yeah, wherever pods are cast, we are there.
Yep, for sure.
So what else do they need to know about you guys?
Nothing. Just come tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, and it's similar to Kim's show, but we try to share stories, but we don't go too far in depth. I always say like
we don't get in the weeds.
We don't get in the weeds because we don't know. I mean, we just don't study it that hard. Like Kim's like all breaking down the freaking rewards and like
all pie charts over here,
all
and graphs
and shit. And we're just like, hey,
we bring up my PowerPoint slide here.
Look at some guy beat off. All right, that's funny. Next story.
Hey, yes, and I also have to mention that we are official ambassadors of the Thirsty Goose.
Yep.
Can you show this, because this is hilarious?
There she is. He always has it like right there.
This is where you pee in if you're a male, obviously. I always have it right here. It's like my little like right in there.
Comfort item.
Yep. And then you just cap it up. Can't do it like holding it up, but yeah, it's right up here. It's my comfort goose. This is a clean goose, by the way. I'm in my studio. I just go up to my own bathroom to use the toilet. So.
That's what he says. It's his emotional support goose.
Yeah, just if you ever come over to my house, don't touch that thing. I'm just
Ew.
That seems to be a theme tonight, right?
Yeah.
Ew.
Just yeah. So it comes back to, if you want. Speaking of nasty, if you want to go listen to the Gig Comedy podcast,
that was awesome. I wish you would have done that. That
wouldn't have. I thought that was where she was going, and I thought, this is hilarious. This is great. But no, we are infotainment podcasts. We do try to entertain a little bit as well as bringing out information. We have a good time. We've got some really good listeners that a lot have been around for a long time. And hey, get in there and chat with us. That's how I started. That's how I got to know the guys on the show, got to be friends with them. And now here I am, part of the show. So,
and real quick before we sign off, Eric, if you want to know what Instacart, if you want to know Kim's opinion, then I guess you don't go listen to our show. But we talked about that last week. The episode came out yesterday on audio podcast. We talked about Instacart and Uber Eats teaming up. So it's interesting thing that they're doing for sure.
Yep.
I'm telling you, it's going to be a buyout at some point.
They're taking over the world.
They're going to buy them out? Yeah. Thanks. So.
Yep.
So this is like a test run.
I think it's a test run. I think it's just it's going to be another buyout at some point. I just hope, and I said this before, I just really hope that they don't do what they did with Corner Shop, and they just took Corner Shop and then disintegrated it and didn't make anything better on Uber Eats. So I hope that's not the case for Instacart.
Yeah.
That would be bad. Same with what was it, Postmates? They just got the data and the customers and figured they'd lose some, of course, but the rest of them probably stayed.
Yeah. So guys, join us tomorrow night over on the Gig Economy podcast, the same time, 8 p.m. Eastern. I don't even know what we're going to talk about, but I'll just kind of go with the flow on that one.
We don't know what we're going to talk about either.
I haven't even the rundown yet.
He usually sends me a rundown about
3 hours before.
3 hours before the show. Yeah, something like that. So
there are 21 people here. So please, everybody, even on the way out, give this live a thumbs up. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Go check out these guys. The link to their channels and also the podcast is in the description of this live as well. And guys, thank you guys so much for being here. It was so much fun. It's always fun hanging out with you guys.
All right. Thanks for having me.
I had a blast. And I'm Jason, I'm gonna have to make a PowerPoint or something tomorrow just so we can just, she doesn't set the bar.
I know, real high.
We'll go there. Exactly. But yeah, thanks for having us, Kim. We have a blast talking with you, and we appreciate you having us on the show.
Anytime. Welcome back anytime. Okay, you guys, until next time, I will see everyone next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. If you're driving, please stay safe. Remember, kindness is always free. I love you guys, and I'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.
Night.
See ya.
Stop believing now. We can be who we are. Receive the word that you heard. It's got root, it's got meaning. Grease the time is a